straddle, sit, and reach. So get as wide as you can here to pre-stretch the hamstrings and the groin. We have our ball here, and what we're gonna do is mix between a great stretch and a great abs activation sequence. The key is with this ball, I want you to keep active tension with the hands. This is gonna help promote better spinal positioning, so we're moving through the hips, not the back. It also allows you to connect and get more sustained muscular contraction, especially on the sit-up portion. Ideally, it's one smooth exhale coming forward and then one smooth inhale coming back. All right, here we go. So I'm here. Reach it, feel that good stretch, and then slowly inhaling, smooth down. I'm keeping connection. I'm going one vertebra at a time here. I'm driving my heels underground, and I'm slowly working to the back position here. I'll set, and then I'm gonna smoothly exhale back through. You can see I'm not forcing it or rushing it. It's just giving me better leverage and connection. Now I'm going into that big, deep stretch. Every time I come out, I'm trying to get a little bit further without forcing it. You wanna feel no pain here, but a good stretch, there should be some mild discomfort. You are actually trying to elongate the tissues or get them to their natural resting length if they're tight. And I keep going in that manner. And again, I'm really trying to keep tension down into the ball, better ab engagement. I feel my glutes more, and I'm driving my heels down. Just gonna really improve your sit-up mechanics. Just a great exercise at the earlier part of a workout. Again, to activate the abs, bulletproof the spine, stretch the hips. So have fun with this one. In terms of ball weight, it doesn't matter as much, but a 10 to 20 pound ball is kind of ideal. It'll work with a 4 to 6 pound ball, no problem. But just focus on going slow, smooth exhales through, smooth inhales down. If you have to kind of take multiple inhale exhales, that's fine, but that's the goal, is to make it one smooth up and down. Inhaling down for more stability in the spine, exhaling up to really get more air out of the body and enhance the stretch. Built-in warm-up, as always, we're in our 90-90 shin box position. You'll do 90 seconds this stance, then switch sides halfway into the round. But we're gonna take, ideally, the heaviest med ball you have, especially for the trail leg. So 45 seconds emphasizing the back leg into internal rotation, then 45 seconds emphasizing the lead leg, which is an external rotation. I'm taking that heavy ball, and I'm just gonna start by kind of using it to massage that whole kind of hip flexor area. Now also the weight of the ball allows me to kind of grab it and pull over and across to the side. So the counterbalance, especially if you have poor internal rotation on this leg, someone wants to push you off to the side, the weight of the ball helps press the hips down into the ground more and allow you to get more over to the side. I love adding the massage aspect of it too, and just keep smooth inhales and exhales. Warm those breathing muscles, open things up. So 45 seconds there. Then I want you to do this. You'll put it here and then use that med ball to press and drive this hip into more flexion, all right? So it's basically an extended, elevated pigeon stretch here, and I can go side to side. I can do some deep belly breathing into the thigh now more. And you can see, yeah, I can do it here, but it's hard to get down there, especially if you're tight. The ball is actually just gonna help give you leverage and better push in here so you can stay more upright, and then really work on that flexion under external rotation in the hip. Again, I love going side to side on this. You can even rotate over. Really opens up the rotators, all right? And then halfway and you'll switch sides and do the same thing. 45 seconds on the back leg, 45 seconds with the lead leg. It's best with the heavier ball, especially actually in both, because it's less likely to move on you here and it gives you more weight for counterbalance and that push down to level off that pelvis. This is a mind-muscle connection activation drill. So this is extended time under tension. We're going slow, we're going methodical with it, and it requires perfect form and technique. If you have a history of back pain and or you struggle to activate your glutes, or one glute doesn't activate as much as the other, very common and a cause of pelvic asymmetries, this is the time to work on them. First gonna show it on the ground, then we'll show the ideal option off of a box or step to extend the range of motion. We're using our ball, okay? The beauty of the ball is that I can actually actively work on pressing my hips down into it. which will give me better stability and help me drive the motion more through the hip and stabilize the spine. So I get right here, and we're gonna do what's called the reverse hyper, one of the all-time lower back conditioning drills. One leg stays down with other lifts, but while the one leg is down, I want you to actively drive the toes underground, really engage the quads and the hip flexor here as we keep that leg straight. Lift and squeeze that glute. Inhale down, exhale up. All right, now early in this sequence for me, I usually feel like my right glute isn't firing as much as I would like. So I can even kind of take more time on that side and really kind of just work on peeling open the hip, even kind of a pulsing action, driving with the heel just to open it up more. This one has no problem. But this one I gotta do a little extra work on, okay? So we're trying to clean it up. And again, actively press the hips down into the ball. The ball, the beauty of it, it'll let you sink in and it'll mold to the front of the hips. Now, obviously, that is a limited range of motion movement on the floor. So I could go with the box that's about this height, kind of intermediate. This is the highest option, which will challenge you the most and really stretch your lower back at the bottom. So I'm here, bring this guy out a little bit, lock in, you kind of hold this for support, and then same concept, exhale up, driving the hips into the ball and lifting, keeping that leg straight, and don't toe out. Keep the toe down and drive that heel. Inhale down, switch sides. Inhale down, exhale up. We'll progress this obviously from here, but again, you notice there's a tight side here. Take that tight side and work on it on off days too. Double the amount of sets, reps you do on that tight side, or just we want to have equal activation here. And this not only will affect the way you squat lunge, but particularly walking, running. If this guy isn't activating as much in that back leg on the stride, it's gonna affect your mechanics, limit you physically, performance-wise, and also open you up to injury. So really emphasize driving the hips down, keeping the legs straight, toes forward and pointed down. But all that we're trying to do here is really get isolated glute contraction here, all right? Start on the ground, progress to a bigger range of motion over time. Prepare for an insane 3-minute core challenge. Also, like, you're gonna have to rest, pause a little bit if you need to. Short 5 or 10 second breaks, do the best you can to stay in it. We're doing a ball roll push-up climber. So on the push-up climber portion, I'm going to inhale down. I push up and climb for the duration of the exhale. Once the exhale is finished, from there I roll the ball to the other side, and then I repeat. So I'm working on transferring from side to side. I'm smoking the hip flexors, getting a great cardiometabolic on the climbing portion, obviously building my entire upper body on the push-up component. If you can't do the push-up, you can just do the climb only, all right? And again, after about, say, half minute to a minute, you start to fatigue. Come to the knees, shake it out, 5 or 10 seconds, maybe no more than 20, then get back in. The goal is, over time, you're taking less rest, or the rest comes later into the set. Ideally, you can do it for 3 minutes unbroken, okay? So ultimate core challenge, super cardiometabolic, especially for time. So enjoy this one. And just, one thing to note too, don't go too heavy in the ball so it rolls smooth. And if the floor is not completely even, you might notice you might have to kind of do an extra push or two, or it can roll on you a bit. It's not gonna be perfect, but there is some, basic action that's happening. It's a little bit of a fly, I guess, as you push across. So do the best you can with it. Another great butt builder. We're gonna start on the floor. I'm gonna show the progression off of a box or bench for more range of motion. But this is so great, especially after the reverse hyper we did, which activated the glutes and opened up the hips. And now we have more direct gravitational load as we push through. Again, toes forward and pulled back. Tuck this knee as far as you can to really stretch the hips and activate the hip flexors. And then we're gonna drive through the heel. Exhale up, squeeze this glute hard. Inhale down. You do 90 seconds per side before switching. Small range of motion. We're just working that terminal hip extension with the legs straight. With the legs straight, we don't get as much hamstring contribution, so it's much more glutes. And pay attention between sides. The same side that you struggle with to activate on the reverse hyper, you'll struggle with here. So my right glute doesn't activate as good as my left, so I'm gonna start there. I'll also consider working this more on off days. Down. Now, this is the best option. When you go up a high box bench, we get, first of all, it's more comfortable for the foot or ankle because you can press down to a nice padded ball. It also gives you a little bit of instability for more activation, but this is the range of motion we're looking for. This is really high up there, okay? Probably don't want to be this high, but let's just do it because I'm here now. We're recording. All right, you'd want to be about right here. So the middle box option is what I would use, but here we go. Squeeze it out. Inhale it down. Control. Inhale down. Exhale up and really squeeze at the top. Make sure this isn't happening, right? You should see, take your time to make sure the toes are pulled to the shin, get those ankles going, and just clean up your mechanics, all right? So again, a box of about this height is probably ideal because again, the ball actually has some height as well, but you can even do it off the highest box. I just showed it, okay? But Uncle Baby's 6'2" with the long legs. Full body, mobility, stability, cardio, and power. Great way to start and or finish a workout for a nice metabolic mobility bang. So here's what we're gonna do. We get into our shin box shape. Go with a lighter ball for the slam portion, but I'm just gonna exhale smoothly up from my shin box. To lunge, to stand. Now once I'm here, I'm gonna change my positioning briefly just for you. I'm going to halo over, and then I'm gonna do a three-way slam, exhaling down, inhaling up. And then I come right back down. Windshield wiper, set, back, okay? And I repeat 4 times. I'm gonna do 90 seconds in this position, then I'll switch stances here, or leg position for the final 90, but 3-minute block here going through this sequence. Now, if you want to change which side you halo to at the top of each rep, you can, totally up to you, but we're going 3 ways in the slam and multi-planar power, really having fun. If you can't remember, if you can't slam because of, you know, being on a higher level floor or whatever reason you can't slam, just do the faux slam where we catch it. Not as fun, no payoff moment, but a modification if needed. But again, everything you did up until this point to finish out this workout has set you up for this beautiful mobility flow. A padded surface is maybe recommended if there are, you know, if your knees aren't as comfortable on the ground for the shin box portion. So carpet or a padded mat for this will be helpful, but have some fun to just really show off your skills and really just your overall mobility and movement sequencing, but with some big power once you get back up on your feet, all right?